Um, Gary, you've got 2 games under your belt now after that stuttering season with injury. Do you feel now that you're kind of like fully back, match fit, ready to go for everything?
Yeah, I think like even when coming back, you don't have no excuses, especially how we train at Leinster and in Ireland. I know the other provinces are the same with how they train. That if you get a couple of weeks run of training, it shouldn't be an excuse to get back match fit. So I guess I never would have had that excuse coming into the end of the season with Leinster and this. But yeah, it's been great to 2 losses, so I can't say they've been good experiences at the end of the day, but it's always a privilege getting back playing, and when you are injured, appreciate how lucky an opportunity is to get.
You obviously came out at half time on Saturday and made an impact. Were you kind of like a coiled spring ready to go, waiting for the ball?
We trained and challenged all week, and I covered the back 3 and centre stuff. It's like Faz would challenge the whole bench and even the guys that are out there to know your stuff, so it's having that challenge put to us is always good, because you kind of have a good feel for the game. You're looking at it from more than one perspective. So when I got the call to come on at half time, I was ready to go at 13 and excited to get out there and play in a big game.
What were the positives you took from Saturday that gives you the belief now that you can go on and level the series this weekend?
It's tough when you lose. You don't take many positives, but I guess the opportunities that we potentially did create maybe didn't take. I think there's another level in how we can play. I credit to them how strong they are on defence and the pressure they put you under, and then equally on attack they have really good variety. So it's to, I guess, having faced it once, no doubt they're trying to level up again, and there's areas of their game we'll try and level up, and equally then we'll try and do the same thing. So the positives, I guess, is having an opportunity to go again, and knowing that I think we can be better, and the challenges will be to improve on wherever they improve on as well.
And just finally for me then, Dale Ende and Creel, they're going again this weekend in the centre. What is it about those players? Like, what are their special talents? What are the things they're bringing to the South African team?
Well, they've great cohesion when they play together. Damien's an unbelievably good ball player, passing ability off both hands, kicking ability as well with attacking kicks, and that's before mentioning his ability to carry. And then you've Jesse Creel, who on defence gets through a crazy amount of work and chases every chance, chases every scrap, and he's kind of a cornerstone of their defence. Even on Colby's try, you can see he's chasing up the inside as well. So it wasn't just a once-off bit of moment from Colby, it was him chasing the chance too. And then on attack, his pace and ability to take on the line as well is tough to deal with. So we'll have our work cut out for us this week.
Thanks. Rory then.
Harry, that holding moment, is that just kind of a reminder of what's expected, what should be expected at international level for a guy who's won 2 World Cups, done everything in the game, he's still hunting the way as if it was a World Cup final? Is that just a reminder to the young lads that this is what it takes to be a top quality international and make moments happen in big games?
Yeah, I think so. Like, taking a step back from all of it it's a lesson for young and old, everyone, that he's obviously unbelievably talented, but that's kind of a zero talent moment from him. It doesn't require skill, it just requires work rate, which he has in abundance, and then creates the opportunity for himself. So yeah, definitely I think anyone can take a lesson from that.
What's kind of this week been like in terms of, like, you don't lose often in this group, but Andy seemed pretty disappointed on Saturday night. Like, has it been kind of down? Has it been trying to, like, how have you kind of assessed and kind of used last week to try and motivate yourselves for this week?
Yeah, it's like, as in, there's no egos in the group, and why we say it's a special group, and we all feel privileged to be a part of it, that everyone wants to do their best, give their best, and ultimately win. But that's a byproduct of being as focused and as hard working and enjoying each other's company, and all of that. So when it doesn't work out, I think a lot of guys are quite hard on themselves. So it's about just being open and honest and transparent, and putting it all out there. So that's probably what the last 2 days have looked like, just being open and honest, what we can do better, what maybe look good and what we can build on. And it's like it's a huge opportunity to, as a group, for us to get a chance to go again. Is all any of us would ever want. So, sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there, but I guess that's it. Open and honest, transparent. Say it as it is. It's not being hard or soft or anything. It's just dealing with the reality of the game and trying to be better.
You're generally racking your brain to remember the last time you lost 2 in a row. So I'm sure you're not losing that as a negative emotion, or a motivation. But this team do tend to bounce back. You did it in New Zealand. You did a good record of doing it.
I guess, like me personally, and wouldn't necessarily look at the outcome. It's when it's just back to the process. So win or lose, that'd be what we'd be doing. But I guess after a loss like that, it's maybe a little bit more heightened to try and be better, work harder in our preparation, and then let go, and you have that freedom to attack the game off the back of how we prepared. So without putting pressure on an outcome, it's certainly now is to just prepare as best we can.
Murray?
After the game, Andy said like it being the final week of the season should give lads a real buzz. They have very good last time. Has that been the case? Like final point of obviously a massive year in your life? Does it give you the extra energy?
I think so. What I remember Andy said before, I can't remember exactly which game, but he's like, the biggest game in Irish rugby's history is always the next one. And with how competitive the group is, how special an opportunity it'd be to represent the country, that it couldn't be more truer. And given, I suppose, it's the last week of the season, maybe that's true too. But any opportunity any of us get to play for Ireland, it's never taken for granted, and it motivates you to work hard, like I was saying, in the week to prepare and challenge the process of being as ready as we can to then ultimately let go and attack the game on the weekend. So like it wouldn't, certainly from my perspective, I was injured a lot, so you'd never think back about a long season or get too caught up in that. It's just the week that's in it is to give it everything.
Did the experience of playing in box in South Africa live up to the billing? Just maybe hype about the fortress and how different it is. What was your experience like?
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess rugby is like a bit of a religion here, so it's cool being in that environment where it clearly means a lot to a lot of people. So to test yourself or get a chance to test ourselves at that level, bigger picture will only benefit from. But yeah, I guess I've said it before, I think it was the prep before the Leinster game, like Loftus is a pretty cool stadium in terms of a bit of history to it, the fact that it's brick and a bit more old school. So that was cool playing there, and then equally this week in Durban, getting that same chance to play at a kind of iconic stadium. So yeah, it definitely lives up to the hype.
Is it true you're going to be dad?
Yeah, but that's a little bit down the line, so be focusing on the task at hand. Yeah.
Spoke about man experience. Last couple of questions, guys. Anyone from our South African guests? Yeah.
Gary, do you feel as if World Rugby is in a very good place at the moment, with the closest rivalry between the North and the South, and obviously everything in the URC and so on, and the impact that South African teams sort of had on the competition?
Yeah, they've definitely made an impact on the URC. Over my last couple of years playing with Leinster, with the Pro 14, and then maybe even a little bit through COVID, the South African teams, it was maybe a bit clunky, but I think last season was pretty evident, with the one before and last, that the South African teams have really found their feet and challenging European rugby, with no game being any sort of let up, whether it's home or away. You got to be all in. And then yeah, I suppose the experience this group is playing against New Zealand, Australia a couple of years ago, the November tests. I think it's great to be a part of, and getting the challenge against the best and the back-to-back world champs is all I'd consider myself lucky to get that opportunity. But yeah, it's a pretty special time, I think, for rugby at the moment.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Gary.